This is the secret dump. We really aren't sure about the title, but this is the Endless Honeymoon podcast, all secrets episode. The first time we're trying this, it's going to be shorter.
Actually, if you have a good idea for a name for our secrets, we have a surplus of secrets.
And we wanted to keep doing 2 a week. We said this.
I know, but now we don't want to call it secret dump.
I do kind of want to call it secret dump, but I also think that it sounds like a place where you hide to go.
Right. Well, let's just take some secrets.
Okay.
Hey guys, so I have a secret. When I was like 13, I was a counselor in training at the summer camp, and the week before the kids got there, all the female counselors and counselors in training stayed at one cabin. And at that time, I was petrified of taking a shit in like a public restroom or any sort of public shared space. And so I would like store it up until I absolutely could not handle it anymore, and then like strategically find a time to take a shit when no one was around. So it had been about like a week or maybe a little bit more since I'd shit, and I skipped out on a counselor meeting.
Wait, can we stop this?
I ran.
I think we need to call Joe Mande.
Why?
Because I think he should hear this secret.
Why?
Because he has a long story in his act about this.
Okay. Do you want to finish listening to it first, and then just to make sure it doesn't go somewhere that you don't think it's going to go?
No, I just think we should call Joe.
Hello.
Joe.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Moshe and Natasha.
Moshe just got really excited to call you, Joe.
Well, we were in the middle of a secret, and I said, "Wait a minute, stop. We have to call Joe Mande," and I think you'll see why, because the secret is really connected to something near and dear to you. Okay, so let's just play it. We won't keep you long, but just I want your thoughts and reactions to this.
Hey guys, so I have a secret. When I was like 13, I was a counselor in training at the summer camp, and the week before the kids got there, all the female counselors and counselors in training stayed at one cabin. And at that time, I was petrified of taking a shit in like a public restroom or any sort of public shared space. And so I would like store it up until I absolutely could not handle it anymore, and then like strategically find a time to take a shit when no one was around. So it had been about like a week or maybe a little bit more since I'd shit, and I skipped out on a counselor meeting, and I ran to the cabin and just took like the biggest shit my 13-year-old body could make. And I couldn't flush it, and there was no plunger, and I did not want to call the large maintenance dude to fix it. So I just shut the bathroom door and left and went about my business as a counselor in training. And then that night, we had a meeting, and the counselors and main counselors started it with, "Who is the mystery pooper?" And I didn't say a fucking thing. And I was the mystery pooper. And a little, part two, my best friend in the whole wide world that I met in college, and we're, been in each other's weddings, whatever. We bonded over the fact that on 2 occasions when she came to visit me at my dorm, she clogged the toilets in my dorm and didn't tell anyone. And that's how we really bonded. Thanks.
Okay, Joe.
Yeah.
Right? Pooping, not shitting in camp, that's something really connected to you, right?
Well, I wish I could store shit. That's an amazing idea that I've never known a human body could do. But yes, I had lots of shitting problems at summer camp for sure. This person's like I feel very like kindred to this person.
Well, the moment I heard her talking about it, I was like, "Aren't you the one that has the story about shitting?" And
that'd be funny if he wasn't.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous right now that I've called the wrong Jew, and that's no, it's you, right?
No, it is me. I had a very horrible night of shitting in the bathroom at my camp was called Noah's Ark. So I spent like a full night in Noah's Ark shitting and taking showers to wash the shit off my tiny body. And then I hadn't made it all the way, the first explosion, and so there was just like a giant like shit in the middle of the like main grass area between the bathroom and the cabin. And the next morning, I woke up to everyone in my cabin thinking that they just assumed that a bear shit outside, so everyone just blamed it on a bear, and I let that happen.
Well, I have a question. Is it because you're eating something that's upsetting your stomach, so you're having like diarrhea, like you can't hold it kind of situation?
It wasn't until years later that I found out I have stress-induced irritable bowel syndrome. So I was just like a tiny ball of stress and shit all over myself, my cabin, it was a mess.
Wait, I've heard.
But it was also like I ate like cheap, like greasy roast chicken for Shabbat or whatever.
Wait, that story is on a stand-up special, right? I'm not just like.
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Where can they find this special, Joe? Where can this woman find the special to feel kindred with you?
My Netflix special. Netflix special.
Yeah, so check out Joe's Netflix special. Joe, that's all. I just I just thought you would appreciate that. A summer camp shit. I love that.
Shit. I also like I'm like kind of blown away. I'm just still thinking about like storing shit.
Oh,
that's incredible.
The idea that you could not shit for a week.
Yes, I mean that's so powerful.
A week. That is crazy. A week?
Yeah.
That seems insane. Anyway.
And then you just like budget time to just shit your brains out. That's incredible. I love that.
Honestly, it's probably a fairly pleasant shit when it finally happens.
Shit your brains out. Okay, Joe. Well, thank you.
All right, we don't want to keep you. We just wanted to hear
Hi
that
to
story.
Kylie. Hope we can see you sometime in the near future.
Plug your Netflix special.
Agree. Yes, please.
All right.
All right. Love you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye. And by the way, of course you lie and say you're not this private pooper or whatever she was saying.
Well, how about Joe? He just blamed it on a bear.
Yeah, I would.
She should have blamed it on a bear.
If you're young, I would like in school, like at that impressionable age. Don't you think that's a lie that you could tell? It wasn't me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But also, I was in a bathroom once, and I had a poo, and it wouldn't flush, and there was somebody at the door. And I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do. And eventually I was like, I'm going to just take it out with my hand.
You did that?
Well, I didn't, because right before I did it, I was about to like just reach in because it was like somebody was going to come in and I was going to.
Here's what you do. Duh.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Yeah.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
You walk out and say, sorry, the toilet doesn't flush. I wasn't even able to go.
But it smells like shit in there.
I know. You're just like, I couldn't even flush theirs. I'm looking for another toilet.
There's shit oil in the air.
I know. You just have to say like, oh, this toilet doesn't work. I need to go find another one.
What if they smell it and they go, that smells like you?
They wouldn't.
Well, what I was going to do was I was going to reach in, take it, and throw it out the window. But
what?
Because I just couldn't deal. I didn't have your quick, nimble mind.
And you also put in tons of toilet paper on top of it.
That would have been smart.
Like tons. And then you're like, this toilet's clogged.
Wait, why?
I wasn't even able to go.
Oh, so the idea.
Do you know where the other toilet is?
The other person put the toilet paper in. The phantom person.
Yes, and you just got in there.
Right.
And now.
So I just got in here. I locked the door. I tried to flush it, and it wouldn't flush.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I wasn't going to do that. I was going to scoop it out with my bare hands and toss it out the window. And right before, as I was about to reach in, I was like, let me just give this flush one more try. And then it went on down. So
Congrats.
I was saved.
Do we have one more secret?
That was the first secret.
Oh.
Hey, guys. So my secret is that, I used to date a guy who worked for a radio station. He was a radio personality. And lately the radio station has been doing live streams on Facebook. So sometimes I tune in knowing that my name is popping up. And what I do is I just sit there and laugh at how fat and bald he got in the past year. I don't know if that makes me a bad person or vindictive, but I'm not really doing any action against him. But yeah, that's my little bit of solace about someone who kind of emotionally abused me. So thank you. Love you guys. Bye.
Well, first of all, I'm happy for you that he got fat and bald. Congratulations. And it was a little unclear to me though if he was. Why did you want your name to pop up so he could see that you were so that he could see that you were watching him, so he knew that Yeah, he wanted the guy to know I'm watching you and you look like shit.
I also think there's something really cool about the psychological warfare of somebody that you're angry at popping up in their live stream, so you know that they're off their game a little bit.
See, I hate that you pop up in people's live streams.
I hate it too.
Live streams are fascinating. I want to watch everyone I know's live stream, but I don't want them to know that I'm watching.
There is no.
How can you sneak into a live stream? Does anyone have any suggestions?
Good question. There is no. I've never had faster reflexes than when I accidentally push on someone's live on Instagram and realize that I've accidentally popped into their live, and how quickly I'm able to get out. I mean, that is as fast of a muscle twitch as I've ever had in my life. Shall we play another secret?
Let's do it.
Hi, Moshe and Natasha. So I live in Los Angeles with my husband, and we have a 3.5-year-old daughter. And so during this quarantine period, we're home a lot, and she has previously found my magic wand vibrator that sits underneath my side of the bed. And once in a while, she'll kind of turn it on and, you know, put it on her arm or like rumble it on the floor. And so, you know, I've never had a huge issue with it. And so anyway, the other day while we're all like cooped up, she made a fort on our bed, and I'm doing dishes in the other room, and so I hear the vibrator going for like a half an hour. And eventually I went and said to my husband, okay, I'm going to go in there and check on her. I mean, what part of the body do we think she's using it on right now? So I go in there and I look inside the fort, and she's like, has it between her legs, and she's like, Mommy, it feels so funny on my vagina. So yeah, my daughter knows how to use a vibrator. All right, thanks, bye.
You seem disturbed, Moshe. Well, the part that was
okay,
weird
let's
was
play another secret.
they left their kid alone for 30 minutes while they heard the vibrator.
30 minutes.
But it is 3.5. I don't know. I have a 2.5-year-old, so I don't know what you can do at 3.5. But I probably wouldn't leave her alone for 30 minutes.
With the loudest vibrator that's ever been made buzzing in the other room. I have a very distinct memory of I had a vibrator when I was a little kid, and I was touching my dong with it and looking over, and my mom and her friend laughing at me.
Hi, Natasha and Moshe. I have a quarantine secret. I was laughing so hard at your episode that said so many secrets were sex work related, because immediately when I got fired from my job at the start of COVID-19, I signed up for a Camgirl account. And it's actually so lucrative that I low-key don't want to take shifts at my job anymore because I'm making money just like make it out of my bedroom, and it's kind of awesome. And I don't want my parents or my friends to find out, but at the same time, if they do, I'm like not too worried because I don't think I'm ever going to be a government official anyway. And also, every time I go to stock up at the grocery store, since the beginning of lockdown, I just steal one item every time I go. I don't know why. I'm just like act of defiance. I don't know. Sometimes it's like brie cheese. Once I got crazy and stole a whole bottle of champagne. But yeah, it's kind of addicting, and I don't see myself stopping. But either way, I love the show, and I love you guys. Thank you so much.
I mean,
wait, well, how did that just kind of go the other way?
I know, she just bopped to the other secret. It actually makes the other secret more dastardly, because she's like, I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life, and I am stealing.
Yeah, she didn't seem, I mean, because at first I was like, well, she really does seem to have the temperament to do this. Like,
I know.
She doesn't care. She's in her bedroom. It's practical. She's already like worked a job that she doesn't like. So this is easy for her. That's all cool. But then I would not steal a bottle of champagne.
That is dumb. You just go to jail.
It's not worth it.
It's just you're making so much money. Just put one more glass dildo inside of you, and you'll be able to afford. She can afford the champagne. It's for the fun of it. But
but I understand too. Like, you know, just if you know that you're not going to get caught.
How can you know that?
Yeah.
I was with you though when she said the cam girl thing. I was like, there might be a taboo about sex work, especially about cam girling though. Is like, I had this woman on my podcast, my other podcast, How Tall, she's all about, she's a professor that studied sex work and like socialism, and her point was essentially like, all work is exploitive and immoral. Having to work in order to survive is an inherently exploitive and immoral concept. So why not use your body that you have and find a way to support yourself without having to put yourself in the grind of somebody else's profit machine? All you got to do is turn your computer on and roll over, and you make your rent and more. I'm for it. If I could do it, I would do it.
Just pay for the champagne, maybe.
Yeah, but pay for the champagne. We think pay for the champagne and keep on camming.
Well, I mean, not that I don't think you should like steal from the man if you need if you need to, or I don't know.
I've thought a lot about this topic.
I just think that it's just not worth it.
I've thought a lot about this topic. This idea that it's okay to steal from corporations because they are, evil and profit machines and don't treat their workers well, and who cares? There's two reasons that I still don't think it's a good idea, even if a corporation deserves to be stolen from. One is, and this is more my moralism, so you can ignore this one. One is that you're still a thief, like you're still stealing, and there's some kind of like karmic ookiness with just being a person that steals. But two, and much more importantly, if you get busted, you fucking go to jail. For what? For brie? I mean, imagine being in jail and you look over, and the guy's like, what you in here for? And he's like, I'm in here for Grand Theft Auto. What about you? The guy's like, I robbed a liquor store. What about you? A triple cream brie from the Gelson's Brie. Well, Tosh, you think we've listened to it? We've dumped enough secrets?
Yeah, I gotta go check on my kid.
Okay, let's do it. I love that kid. And you know who else I love?
Who?
You.
Thanks. Oh, I love you too.
Thank you.